What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? Hold on real quick. My bad, my bad. I had to do some shit real quick. I didn't know y'all was up in here, man. Y'all ain't tell me nothing, man. Ain't nobody shit. Motherfucking thing, man. Shit. I really just ran outside to do something real quick. Shit. Nigga out of breath like a motherfucker. I got some content, man. I really wasn't even about to get back on this bitch because I need to be getting me some rest. But I ain't got number 3 pickups tonight. Some shit. I'm still gonna try to stay on the clock for 8 hours though. Real tough. So however that is, I ain't going to chill. Boop, boop, boop. Guess what? Y'all will never know what nigga work at. Ha. Yes, nigga, we waiting on Friday. When Friday come, we going to go get some more jewelry. You know, I'm trying to get these earrings, and I'm trying to get this little ring. All right. Next Friday, I'll probably cash out a watch. Yeah, I ain't got shit to do with these paychecks. A whole lot of bullshit, but on some real shit.
This morning marks the
Drink
fourth
too much.
day
What's
of
the deal,
protests.
bro?
We're seeing some of those self-driving cars on fire. Right now, all of downtown LA has been declared an unlawful assembly area. President Trump called up the National Guard to protect federal personnel and property. It's the first time a president has done this without a state's request or consent in about 60 years.
Are you prepared to invoke the Insurrection
Turn
Act?
my light on, share the live out, y'all. Share the live out. This ain't even gonna be no bullshit. You know, we just over here chilling though.
And we're not gonna let them get away
I
with
can
it.
hear so much goddamn yelling. I don't even want to hear no motherfucking yelling. I probably shit.
500 active duty Marines are also
about to buy
prepared
some
to
straight
deploy.
jackets
The entire
around
National
this
Guard
motherfucker.
situation is setting up a showdown with California's governor. He claims the president is putting fuel on the fire. The mayor of Los Angeles accused the president of being heavy-handed.
When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic.
For every single
Man,
minute
this
that we
the
were
right
here
shit?
resisting
I
against the
don't
Border
think this is
Patrol,
the right one.
that was time that they were not out deporting people in our community.
Hold on, bro. This can't be the right one.
But President Trump is urging
crowd.
LA's police chief.
Yeah, here it go right there. That was the wrong one. This nigga right here in the crowd, here in the mix of this shit.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours.
LA has erupted over the past few days as ICE officials came in and carried out a few raids. The past few days have been wild here on the streets of LA. Cars have been burnt, intersections have been taken over. Local and state officials are not happy with what's going on with the federal government. The footage you're about to see is absolutely insane. The police are coming through right now. Speak no more and get into the video. Everyone's out here protesting right now. ISIS came through here down in LA. The streets are erupting here. Let's see what's going on. The National Guard has been deployed out here into the streets of LA. Thousands of protesters are here on the streets right now. Right here on this federal building, you have words like F-ICE, revolution starting here, here for my family, all sorts of stuff. Right here you have the National Guard. They've come through. You have troops, about 300 in different directions. Trump sent in about 2,000 people. There's groups of 300 sent around the city right here. And this one is at...
You know what's crazy about this right here? All these niggas on this bitch that's talking all this game banging shit. You know what I'm telling you? And I'm really shooting this shit. I ain't shooting this shit towards you, Dre, too much, because you ain't out there right now. But it's a lot of niggas out there, goddamn it, in goddamn California, and these niggas too scared to go out there and get some content. Like, goddamn, they want to sit on here and be messy and see motherfuckers fight and see motherfuckers pull up on each other and shit. But why y'all not out there right now trying to get some of that content? Why OGK scare ass is streaming from inside the house when he could be out there live right now? I'm talking about getting him a bunch of content uploaded and shit. That's what I'm saying. I be thinking some of y'all be scared of the motherfucker, bro. Y'all just on this bitch to kill, steal, and destroy. Y'all want to destroy some shit around this bitch. Y'all don't want to see people blow up and be big in the game and shit. So y'all just around niggas to try to stop niggas from being great at what they do. All my phone's in the bed. But hold on real quick. Shit. Nigga like me, yeah. 4 cell phones, nigga. I'm talking about, yeah, all of them on too, nigga. We really getting it in around this bitch, nigga. For real, nigga. Fuck what a nigga talking about. Don't none of these niggas on this bitch know me. Ain't none of these niggas pumping harder than me. Yeah, nigga. And we're gonna keep it like that though. Now let's finish this content. I'm just capping right now, just bullshitting around.
Side of the federal building here at one of the ICE detention centers here in LA. What's your message to the National Guard here today?
The National Guard.
Why do you think they got sent out here today?
They got sent because we don't have a president that can lead.
What fears you most about Donald Trump and the ICE raids coming through here in Los Angeles?
I don't fear that motherfucker. Have you seen our community? I don't feel that motherfucker.
Donald Trump, homeboy on a motherfucking real that piece of shit.
What's the water for?
Diffuse tear gas. If you need it. Yeah. If you throw a canister in one of these, it should diffuse it enough, or at least stop the chemical reaction.
And what makes you want to come out here with the Honduras flag out here?
I mean, these are my roots right here, you know? This is where my family came from. I'm a first gen.
A lot of people wonder on social media, why are people coming out here with other nationalities' flags? If they don't like America, why don't they go back to
I love America and what it represents. You know, the idea of America to our people is a better future and an opportunity to have a job and create something that in our homes we don't have, you know? So we love America. We want to be here. We want to contribute, you know? And I agree, the people that have committed crimes and, you know, like an actual crime of, you know, murder, something like that, I can agree with that, you know? I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, no, keep everybody here. Yeah. But the people who are here, hardworking people.
Right now, do you think it's right for them to go after the most dangerous people like they say they're doing?
I mean, I don't see nobody here has attacked them. They initiated all of this. We're peacefully protesting. They're the ones that come out with riot shields. They come out with billy clubs and all kinds of shit. I don't know who's the aggressor here, but it ain't us.
You! I can't wait to know you! Take off your badge, big boy! Take off your badge! Coward! Get that shit in my fucking face!
Okay. That guy's yelling at the ICE officials for being a coward for wearing a mask. Meanwhile, he also has a mask on. What's your message to the police officers in the National Guard right now?
They've got a choice. They don't have to do this fucking shit. That's it. They can either be American citizens or they can be what they're doing right now.
You don't think they're acting like as American citizens?
No.
Do you think they're trying to protect the country or make it a more dangerous place?
What do you mean? Like, this is way, way beyond what it needs to be.
Something's about to break out real soon. If these people keep taunting the police officers with all these other flags, all these other words they're saying to these police officers in National Guard, something's about to happen.
I appreciate y'all hitting that like button, man. Turn us up on the like.
You guys suck! Donald Trump!
I can tell you're very upset.
Of course we are. Yeah. We feel some burning in the eyes right now upon arrival here. Everybody be prepared. We still fight for the legalization of all in occupied territories. This was indigenous land. This was Mexico. This is our fucking turf. F these motherfuckers. Free them all!
Stolen people on stolen land. Black people were stolen. And it was taken from the indigenous. Stolen people on stolen land.
What's your message to ICE and to the federal government today?
Just the message just straight up is this government is fucking corrupt as fuck. People need to fucking start realizing that shit. And fucking, we need a fucking factory reset. We need some justice up in here. Just for everybody. Straight the fuck up, you know what I mean?
You have lots of tattoos, and people oftentimes interpret tattoos with being part of the gangs and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been checked for gangs or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm focused on some other shit. I'm not worried about that though. You know?
You're not worried about that? So essentially all that's happening right now is ICE, police, DHS, and the National Guard are just holding a line here outside this federal building. Protesters haven't gone back at the police quite yet. We'll see what happens. Could be happening very soon.
This was our land. All this is stolen. And what? Now we're fucking illegal here.
We're gonna do
Are you fucking kidding me? You're not fighting for. You're not fighting for this country.
We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you.
I love this flag right here.
You just said you love that flag right there. What's your favorite thing about the Mexican flag?
What colors?
What's the purpose of bringing out the Mexican flags today here while we are in the United States?
Honestly, I have no idea, bro. I just came here to just show out. That's it, bro.
Do you think it's low-key like, all right, if you want to rep your flag, go back to your country kind of vibe, or do you think people are just upset with what's going on?
I don't know. Honestly, like, it's true, you know, like, we did come, but, like, I don't know, bro. Just, they're here already. They don't want to leave.
Why are they protesting what's going on here in the United States if they don't want to go back to their country?
Because they think it's, like, it's stolen land, so they think they could just come in here, you know, and take over.
And this guy right here is essentially taunting National Guard right here, saying National Guard, LOL. Meanwhile, National Guard is right there with their troops. The lawyers have arrived.
Yeah.
What are you guys here to do?
We don't talk to press, I'm sorry.
Okay, and what's your guys' job here to do?
We're legal observers with the National Lawyers Guild, so we're a third party. Yeah.
So if the protesters say they touch a police officer, one of the members of the National Guard, who's at fault? If they then detain that
We don't.
Just look up National Guard. So the people with the green hats, they essentially watch to see if law enforcement does anything that they could then go and sue them for. So who knows who they get paid by. However, their job is to make sure that if a protester does get detained, they get all the name, info, so that they can go and file a lawsuit as they're part of the National Lawyers Guild. And a lot of people wonder who funds that group with the green hats. Is it George Soros or is it some other outside organization? Nobody really knows. We got this group right behind me gathering right now. They're all masked up. They're in a circle. Looks like they're planning to do something. You're here talking to the National Guard. What's your message to them today?
I'm just asking this dude to think, you know. I was just talking to this guy, asking him, if they give you the order to shoot, are you gonna do it? He wouldn't look me in the eye. It took a while, but he told me no eventually. None of these people want to be here. This captain looks sad as fuck. Look at this captain, bro. Sad as fuck. He does not want to be here doing this. None of them want to be here doing this, and yet they are. They need to make their own fucking choices and think for themselves.
Would you like to see them disarmed in front of thousands of people?
I just want the National Guard out of my city. I want people freed. I don't want to see any more kidnapping. I don't want to see any more ICE in our communities. I want to see tax dollars going to this.
Who would you like to protect the nation?
The people. I mean, all I care about is the people. I just want everybody to be safe, not kidnapped.
Do you think there needs to be laws here in the United States to regulate things like immigration?
I think people need to not be kidnapped.
For instance, this is all caused because a lot of people did come to the country these past 4 years. Do you think there should be regulations with who comes across the border and how many come across?
You know, I think whatever regulations there may or may not be, they're abducting people at court cases, right?
If somebody comes across the border without due process, do they deserve due process going out?
Yes, everybody deserves due process.
Now they're all moving, they're going to City Hall.
Hey, man, it's going down.
Bitch. Fuck LAPD.
All these people right here taunting the police. Direct line in between them. More police are coming. What do you guys say?
Bro, this is fucking.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. There's supposed to be some niggas out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They just supposed to be walking around deep with nothing but goddamn camera equipment, nigga, recording this shit. But these niggas ain't on shit though. These niggas on this bitch worrying about Brian. OGK over there worrying about Brian. All them California niggas worrying about Brian. They ain't trying to build no channel. Yeah, goddamn it, they on the Texas nigga dick.
Bullshit, bro. They out here hurting innocent people. Fuck you, bitch.
The lady with the scarf right here, she was one of the people in that group that I was talking about earlier on in this video. Her and this guy right up here causing all the chaos.
Supposed to be out there getting some of these things here too. I'll show like to pull my camera out and watch them raw shoot some of these motherfuckers.
I'm all good. What's the mask for?
I mean, shit. I mean, you know.
Now you're handing out the mask. Why are people having masks? And who do you think's in the wrong? Newsom or Trump right now? They're battling it out.
Trump, definitely.
He's on the right or wrong?
Wrong. Totally. Look at what's happening. I mean, clearly.
What are you gonna do?
Huh?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
Just keep the finger up?
Yeah.
There you go.
This guy's a little fucking bitch. No, this guy's a fucking. He's a fucking white nationalist. F this guy. You're a little fucking bitch.
Don't touch the camera.
Fucking bitch. I know that.
Hey.
You're a fucking bitch.
I didn't do anything.
Get the fuck out of here. I know you fucking do. You fucking white nationalist motherfucker.
How?
I know who the fuck you are. You fucking Republican bitch.
Bro, you don't need to put it. This is one of them. They're gonna get it.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fucking tell it to his fucking face. You fucking little faggot.
What did I do?
You know what the fuck you do?
What did I do?
You know you fucking antagonize people? Oh, fuck your fucking bitch ass up.
I'm not doing anything.
Get the fuck out of here. Just like the cops. Get the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
I have a right to be here just like you.
Yeah, so do we, motherfucker.
Okay, I'm not.
So why are the cops here? You're a fucking cop. That's what you
I'm
fucking
not
are.
the cop.
Yeah, you are. You
How
fucking
am I a
asshole.
cop?
You want to fucking steal that shit? You want to
Get out of here, bro.
What? I'm fucking cornered, you little bitch. Are you scared?
I'm not scared.
Fucking faggot.
What did I do?
You're a little fucking bitch. I fucking see you on fucking line. Always
Okay.
fucking antagonizing right-wing fucking ideology, motherfucker. This is our fucking land, you fucking bitch. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dude, I have every right to be here.
I don't give a fuck not today. I'm the fucking police. I'm telling you not to be here, motherfucker.
Well, I want to be here.
Well, I'm fucking telling you not to be here. Get the fuck
Get
out
out of my way.
You towards the cops, you fucking faggot.
Get out of here.
Little fucking asshole. I know you are, you fucking right-wing motherfucker. You're a little fucking bitch.
I have every right to be here just like you.
Well, I'm gonna be right next to you the whole fucking time.
Okay.
Fucking high as hell, you little faggot.
Do it. That guy's mad at me for being here. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to show what's going on here.
I'm your personal bodyguard now, motherfucker.
Thank you.
You little bitch.
I didn't do anything to you, sir. Now the police are backing up. People are taking over the police from here. I just broke the windshield of the police. So it makes no sense. I understand why the protesters are out here today. They're upset with ICE. The police are trying to leave, though, and they won't let the police leave. So watch, the police are trying to leave out of here, and watch what's going to happen to this police officer when he drives away. The police have been overtaken here on the streets. There's about 10 of them now here on the streets, and over 1,000 protesters are throwing waters at the police. Now the police are about to shoot.
What's the deal?
What's the deal? It's crazy out here,
Come on
man.
now, look.
The police, I don't understand. The
Right.
police are trying to leave, but people won't let them leave.
The police.
I know that everyone's saying F the police,
Fuck
but
'em
if the
all.
police are trying to leave, should they let them leave?
Yeah.
I understand that these people are upset, but the police are trying to leave. There's about 20 police officers now, but they're not letting them leave. And when they do leave, they're kicking the cars, throwing waters at them. They broke the windshield of one of these police officers. So I understand they're upset, but I don't understand why they won't let the police leave if they're trying to leave. Everyone's going back to the National Guard where the people are being detained right now. For those watching the video right now, am I right or wrong in having the opinion that if the police are trying to leave, the people should let them leave versus antagonizing them even more? You're kind of putting the police in a hard situation when they're trying to back out, leave the location, and then you're the one hitting back at the police, throwing stuff. So I'm confused. What should the police do? Should they be able to fight back, or should they just take the hits? You get hit?
You just already know, man. Hey, it's for a cause, you know what I'm saying? We out here, bro, as you can, man. You know what I'm saying? We man.
Wow, you took that hit right on the chest.
Oh, yeah, bro. I was just riding my scooter, like, you know what I mean? Just another day and just BAM!
Were you hitting the police, or did you just get caught in the crossfire?
Man, I did something. I ain't gonna lie. I fucked shit up, so... Hey, this shit comes with a price in the end, you know what I'm saying?
Now, everyone has rushed back to the federal building. National Guard's out here, police back on that side, and thousands of people. Streets are filled. Now police are shooting.
Stand your fucking ground no matter what. Stand your ground.
Shots are getting fired out here. National Guard has now been activated and they've left their spots. They're pushing everybody back. Holy crap, people are getting shot right now. Drop the deer guns. Got this guy out here shooting silly string at the police officer. Shots are being fired. All sorts of stuff are happening right now here on the streets of LA.
You are the rioters! You are the rioters! Fuck you!
So these are.
Yeah, them motherfuckers ain't playing out there. They got some live shit going on right now. I think that was some shit from yesterday, so a nigga might as well watch what's going on right now. But that was cool though. That nigga walking through that motherfucker. That white boy wasn't scared either though. You know what I'm telling you? I'm trying to see why these niggas so scared. Why y'all in the house, nigga? Shit, nigga, you'll drive to Vegas to go see another man. So you telling me, nigga, you niggas can't drive out there, nigga, to walk around, nigga, with your phones and your cameras, nigga, and get some of that content? Nah, you niggas want some dick.
National Guard members right there.
Dick.
Yeah, and those National Guard members are really just focused on protecting that federal property. As far as going out beyond that, I don't think they have the jurisdiction at this point to really do crowd control. They're just in charge of protecting that federal building. It seems to me like it's going to be up to local police to how far this can go with the crowd and how far they're going to let it go. But again, yeah, it seems like the national police that we're seeing are just in charge of protecting the federal building.
So we are approaching the top of the hour. As we do, we are going to take a moment to reset here. We're also going to be welcoming viewers who are joining us on our sister station, Fox 11 Plus, who are used to joining us at this time of night. So as we do, we want to officially welcome you to the Fox 11 News at 5. And we start with breaking news here for the Fox 11 News at 5. Protesters rallying on the streets of downtown L.A. The anti-ICE demonstrations now in day number 4. We are seeing a large crowd in a standoff. We see the National Guard there at the top of your screen. This is at the Federal Building in downtown Los Angeles.
And we should note our reporter Matthew Seedorf is standing in an elevated spot right there. Right behind Matthew is the shot that you just saw with the National Guard. So let me set this up quickly before you go to you, Matthew. I'm Christine Devine here with Alex Michelson as we bring you this 5 o'clock news here at Fox 11.
Yeah, so the LAPD has declared a citywide tactical alert as we've seen hundreds of people gathering downtown. Even though it's called a citywide tactical alert, we have not seen major problems in other parts of the city. It seems like right now most of this focus is in downtown Los Angeles, and everywhere else is kind of business as usual. We have seen a battalion of 700 Marines are now being deployed. We learned that a battalion of 700 Marines now being deployed out of 29 Palms to LA to assist the National Guard. They're not supposed to be carrying out law enforcement role, but are tasked with protecting federal property and federal personnel. The president so far has not invoked the Insurrection Act, which would allow Marines to do law enforcement and potentially even immigration work. That has not been invoked, at least not yet. Governor Newsom blasting the move to bring the Marines here. He calls Marines heroes, but said, quote, they shouldn't be deployed on American soil facing their own countrymen to fulfill the deranged fantasy of a dictatorial president, although I'm sure the president would say some of these folks are not their own countrymen. They're here illegally from other countries.
The LAPD responding. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald says he's not been given any formal notification about the Marines and said their arrival would present challenges for his officers. And now keep in mind, he was not also aware that there was going to be raids by ICE and Homeland Security. Neither was the mayor. They were not notified. They were not in coordination with the president on this.
But that's because there is a sanctuary policy and they don't coordinate with the administration.
All you got to do is get to shooting some motherfuckers. The motherfuckers get to taking their ass home.
That you can't, so we're not telling you because we can't tell you.
U.S. officials say around 1,000 National Guard members are here on the ground in L.A. Governor Newsom says only about 300 are currently deployed. The governor's also suing the Trump administration over the deployment of the Guard, which the president authorized under Title 10 of the U.S. Code. So let's talk about our crews there that are on the ground monitoring all of this, the protests downtown on this fourth day. Reporter Christina Gonzalez live there on the scene in front of the federal building. Christina?
That's right. We're on the Los Angeles side of the federal building. Let me show you the scene here. This is on the opposite side of where Matt is. And the crowd here is actually an interesting dynamic that is happening. The crowd here has gotten smaller. Some of them have gone over to the area where the crowd that Matt is in the middle of is at, because that area, they started having some issues. There's word that they may be getting ready to try to move them back. And the question is, will they all be pushed onto here to Los Angeles? Remember, keep in mind, all these crowds are surrounding the federal building. This has been so far a very peaceful crowd. We have not had any issues. Many of the people here came from earlier rallies. One, the SEIU, the union rally over at Grand Park. And then there was a large group of students here who've been rallying and protesting since 11 o'clock. But so far, things have been very quiet. But you do see a line of, they have the big sign, California National Guard, and the feds, in other words, just blocking entrance to this building. So far, it's been very much in your face, but no attempts to do anything beyond that. Very peaceful. At some point, the question is, if they start moving people from that area where Matt is, which is Aliso, will they end up over here? Or will this crowd be moved over there? Or will they be allowed to disperse on their own, which is unlikely at this point. But we're going to have to see what happens. Again, we have the same, a lot of people, though, have left from a few hours ago. I think a lot of families, they say it's 5 o'clock, it's time to go home. And now it's just a different kind of crowd, but there's still quite a few people out here who were at the earlier rallies. But again, it seems to be shifting as it does at this time. People have to get home to the kids and so forth. But we still have a good, on this side, I'd say about 100 people maybe in front of the building, and then around them a good 50, 100, but it changes because they're moving back and forth between the two crowds. It's very organic. There's no leadership moving these people. So we'll have to see what happens. So from Los Angeles Street in downtown Los Angeles, back to you, Christine.
We see the officers in the darker uniform, a little movement there on the platform there where you see the National Guard. Are those also National Guard, or what agency is that?
Federal. That's a federal agency. Remember, the federal building is being guarded by the federal agency. They may be some sheriffs somewhere in there that sometimes, but the majority of the people in front of that, you see that line, and that is by design. They are making a point that we, the feds, are going to protect this building. They know that they're on cameras, and that they know that this is what they have to do. When I was out walking the perimeter earlier, I was told that LAPD, the local law enforcement, will take care of the streets. But the entrance to the buildings that are federal buildings is going to be in charge of the National Guard and any kind of federal authority at this point.
All right, Christina, we are watching the scene there, and you're right, it does look like a much thinner
Something is going on right behind us. Yeah, I smell the smoke. I think somebody released some kind of smoke device. Let's see. Let's take a look over here. Let's walk a little bit this way. Did you get to see what happened? No. Let's see. So a lot of people are moving this way, moving back. Guard that spot for me, please. I'm not gonna. Yes. We're not gonna move very far away, but what you see are people moving back. I think that there was I don't smell tear gas.
Christina?
I do smell some kind of gas now. Yes?
Why don't we take it back here? We've got another reporter there on the ground. Matthew Seedorf, what do you see?
Yeah, so we're at Temple and Los Angeles Street. I don't know if you can hear police. It sounds like they're wanting people to disperse. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's someone talking. Someone's talking. police there. But sorry about that. So here at Temple in Los Angeles, we did see what looked like a fight. We saw a guy get thrown to the ground and some punches being thrown. The crowd rushed in trying to break it up, and they did. But then we saw Los Angeles police just run this direction. And here is where we are now, where you can see police on Temple Street making their presence known. We saw lots of protesters just run and scatter. But right now, we're just kind of waiting to see what happens as police look at the protesters and protesters look at the police here at Temple in Los Angeles.
Yeah, by the way, we're going to do our best to try to keep, the language PG, but sometimes we can't control it when these people, especially, illegally graffiti places and hold up signs and things like that. So we apologize if there's an F word here or there. We're going to do our best to try to keep that out, but sometimes it slips in because there's a lot going on out there tonight.
Well, that explains a little bit of the commotion that Christina was talking about. We do have our two reporters who are there very much close to that scene in different spots of the federal building. It is a much thinner crowd than it was this weekend, as you might expect, being a Monday. Matthew, if we see you there, do you want to jump in here?
Yeah, like I've been saying earlier, I mean, you can feel a sort of tension, and then it erupted where there was that fight. And police ran in. We did mention just about 20 minutes ago, we saw a car show up, a truck full of gas masks. It just seems like there's something brewing, I guess you could say. Right now, though, again, police just kind of here watching the situation as looks like some protesters are yelling at them. But this is what we're looking at right now.
And we have some clarity on those masks. They're called bionic shields, and I initially thought they were gas masks coming off the car that they were being handed out, as Ellen said, like candy to people in the crowd. We did a little research there. They cost about $34 to $64, and they are protective masks, kind of like what you might see in a workshop. It kind of protects you from chemical splash or sparks or debris, but it is not a gas mask.
It's meant for like mechanics or people that are doing body work on cars, and I don't think they're going to be doing body work on cars tonight. Do you see any cars coming in for body work tonight, Matthew?
Let me see if I got that up here. See, it's a 50K reward. Damn, I ain't even saving it. Let's watch this real quick, and then we'll go back.
So I bought a $500 bottle of Creative Rentis because it's the world's most popular fragrance.
7:08 right now, happening right now, and nearly 300 National Guard members are in Los Angeles after a third straight day of protests. Rioters yesterday set self-driving cars on fire in downtown as protesters blocked a freeway. The city's police chief says the situation is getting dangerous for both the public and his law enforcement officers. He's also reinforcing that his department is not part of ICE.
I think that live stream was a little bit better.
And that when somebody threw a water bottle, the crowd reacted like, no, that's not where we want to go. That was this specific crowd. These are not the people necessarily who have caused so much damage that we saw yesterday. Bizarre behavior there. Somebody acting very strange there.
That's why they keep going up
and being videotaped, as we do in this day and age. But right now, what you saw when you described somebody intervening with somebody who was starting to kind of cause some unrest is what Christina Gonzalez also described as well.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a segment of the crowd that doesn't want to see the violence, doesn't want to see the unrest, and then there are, those people in the crowd that's what they're here for, right? Agitators. They want to see the disruption.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
And noting the social media era of people wanting to document everything, including their own activities, which also means law enforcement says, hey, we're watching too. There's a lot of videos out there that documenting the actions of people, and they're saying that for some of the most severe of the agitators who caused the most damage. We're going to be trying to track you down and make arrests. And they have made arrests yesterday. So we're watching the scene here. And describe for me, Matthew, the cars there. Is that just the public trying to drive down the street there coming up amidst these protests?
Yeah, it is the public. I mean, you've got to imagine. I mean, most people in LA across the world know what's been happening in here the last few days, and especially in the evening, nighttime.
Yeah, I did have put one of them on private,
to
bro.
guess, you would imagine that a lot of these people are either coming here to be a part of the protest or to see what's going on. Just based on what we're seeing, we saw lots of people getting dropped off earlier. But right now, there are kind of two segments of this crowd. Again, where Christina Gonzalez was outside the federal building, and over here at Los Angeles and Temple Street, as these demonstrators are now face to face with police.
Yeah, and it may be that they are looking for a conflict tonight. Matt,
as we tend to see in scenarios like that, the people that are definitely looking for a conflict.
Yep. So we see that stat on your screen, 700 Marines deployed to assist National Guard. That order coming today, something that the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, announced. We do not expect them to be in place today. They're leaving from 29 Palms and will be there sometime soon. We don't have an exact date or time for when we expect them to be in place. Let's see what happens with this car that's trying to come through. So we expect around 5:15, which is about 2 minutes from now, a press conference from the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, and the chief of police of Los Angeles, Jim McDonnell, to talk about where we're at and where we're going. Last night, we had a couple opportunities to talk with her, and she really tried to get the message out that violence is not the answer. And that there would not be tolerance for violence is not the answer. And that there would not be tolerance for violence. We'll see if both the mayor and the police chief maybe have a different strategy tonight for handling all of this or not. But as soon as that press briefing gets underway, we will take you there live. We'll see if it starts on time. In the meantime, we continue to look at these pictures from downtown LA. A big change from yesterday as we look at the freeway, wide open and not much traffic in downtown LA at this time, which is strange because usually you would see a whole lot of traffic at this time. Christina talked about the fact that a whole lot of people are trying not to get near downtown LA, including people who work there because of what we're seeing today. It is clear that law enforcement has made a tactical decision and a tactical priority to stop people from getting on the freeway, to protect transit for the people of Southern California tonight, and they have been effective so far at doing that. We have not seen images of widespread violence today with these demonstrations that have happened during the day. Sometimes when it gets later at night and some of the more legitimate.
Nah, I was saying I was watching one video. It was a dude on the side of the road and all the trucks coming through. I guess all the police or the army people, whoever it was, they was in trucks, like unmarked trucks, like a bunch of SUVs and shit. That nigga was just picking up rocks, just throwing them at them. I'm talking about tearing them bitches up. Everyone that passed by, the nigga did not miss. And shit, they didn't stop either. I'm talking about them motherfuckers speeding through that motherfucker. Just steady coming, steady coming. He steady tearing them bitches up. I said, damn. What if one of them would have stopped and just whooped his ass and hopped back in the truck and left? Because it seemed like he was there by himself, too. Somebody should have just stopped and whooped his ass and hopped back up in that bitch. Oh, shit.
And there are people who may be in this country illegally, who may not want their faces to be shown, who are wearing masks for that reason. Although usually they're not wearing the heavy-duty bionic shields. For that reason, you would probably wear more of a surgical mask or something.
Noting with that bionic shield mask, which is really a protective mask that you often see in a workshop, you may not be too protected from gas. It might give you a bit of a buffer, but if there's going to be gas, there's no protection around the nose and the mouth. It's kind of like just a thicker, wider, fuller shield in a way that kind of covers, gives the full face and protection from, as we heard, quote, chemical splashes or debris.
Right.
Well, again, Alex, noting that crowd is really thinned out, but keep in mind, if people were there much of the day for that Grand Park protest, it's a long day already to have been there on your feet out in the sun. Perhaps those people feel they have made their statement and, like you said, time to go home. But as evening happens here in Southern California, perhaps they also don't want to be any part of the ruckus that we saw yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And you can understand why, because that got to be not so fun. So now we see, you know, the back and forth, and a lot of these folks are trained to try to de-escalate conflict. But when folks, there you go, okay, pushing back. And now it looks like the woman there who's trying to help, right? Trying
to say, hey, crowd, back up, go back. It is quite an interesting scene here. You have law enforcement there in a crowd of people, but you have a crowd on both sides of
Somebody gonna get hurt.
reminding you of the difficult job
Ain't nobody
of being
died
a law
yet.
enforcement officer during
Somebody
this time.
gonna get hurt.
And you can see a crowd surrounding these officers there, but the woman there trying to ask people to almost, if you're going to protest, do it peaceful. Look at her there with the sign, back up, back up.
Whoa.
Something perhaps is encouraging that crowd to back up a little quicker here. Not sure if maybe there's some kind of show of law enforcement coming in from behind there that we don't see.
They gone. They
Matthew
leave.
Cedar, is that your camera? What are you seeing?
Yeah, they right.
We've got police showing up here right now. We saw some protesters squaring off with the police on Temple in Los Angeles face to face. These officers are coming in big numbers around the corner, lights and sirens on, getting out of their cars. And we're seeing some of the protesters scattering, but others walking over here to what's going on.
We're looking now here at a wide shot there. As we look at the downtown area here on this Monday, you can see a number of law enforcement vehicles there on that one road there to the left. Mainly the activities at the federal building. And as we've been showing you throughout this late afternoon, it's a fairly thin crowd, relatively speaking, when you think of the protesters that turned out over the weekend. And we should note that there was a rally this afternoon, and that was much to bring attention to the case of David Huerta, the union president who had been arrested on Friday amidst the protests. He has been released on bond. He got his hearing and is dealing with his case, but he is free. So right now you still see some stragglers or people who come out later in the day to see what's going on or be part of this. But the bulk of the rally, you think of a rally or a protest rally, that's not happening. It's just kind of loose people there. Christina Gonzalez with her camera for us right there. You see the National Guard there, federal troops right there behind you. Behind Christina, our reporter there. And they are protecting the federal building right there.
So, as we're now 5:20, we are keeping an eye out as there right now is really a lot of standing around and waiting, but we have not seen, you know, dramatic escalation yet. Christina Gonzalez, back to you, and what are you seeing from your perspective?
Well, here's what's happening. I mean, to explain the officers that you see in front of you, the left, the dark shirts are Department of Homeland Security. The right side is California National Guard, clearly marked. Now, what's happening is that the area on Temple, remember, Matt is on the other side of the building. That is also closed off. The crowd keeps on moving back and forth, having small skirmishes with officers, and they're bringing in more local law enforcement. If you look at the helicopter at Temple and Los Angeles, that is an area where they're trying to block it with some of the vehicles, some of the law enforcement vehicles that they had brought in on the other side of Alameda. Ideally, if they had enough vehicles, they would probably block the entire federal building, but they don't have that at this point. Many of the vehicles, I can't show them to you close up, but I saw them coming up. They're from agencies as far as Ventura and Baldwin Park, Montebello. They're trying to bring in as many backup as they can because, again, the streets belong to local police, and local police is going to need the help of some other agencies. Let me see. Look to your left. Is that is LAPD helicopter. They are getting ready, I am told, to declare the area where Matt is to give an order of dispersal. If they give an order of dispersal in that area, which would be Alameda and Temple, and they would like to do that because they want to keep them away from the freeway. They're going to try to move them towards this side. And that is kind of what the plan originally was when I talked to them a few hours ago. But with a crowd that is not as organized and so much more smaller, as you see on this side, a lot of family members are leaving. People are saying, we're going back home. I don't know if you have the sound that I gathered earlier that I sent back. I don't know if our producers have it, but earlier when I was coming in, I was talking to people with families and not your troublemakers. And I was asking them, why are you coming here knowing full well that this could turn a little bit crazy later on? So why don't we listen to what those people have to say so you can hear from them and their perspective.
I just been in one rally right now, which was the union rally.
Are you going to go over there?
Yes.
Why?
Support the families, you know, children and stuff like that, getting separated from the families that are taken and stuff, you know, unjustifiably.
Does it worry you, all this police and what you've seen going on? And
it does, to a certain extent.
You know, it could get dangerous for you.
Oh, yeah. It could. But, I mean, let's hope it doesn't escalate to that situation, you know? Peaceful at the end of the day.
I'm not worried. I think the people here are protesting peacefully. That's what I want to believe. And if anything gets out of hand, I'm probably going to exit the situation because that's not what I'm here to do. But I'm here to advocate for what we want to see happen, which is ICE to knock it off.
So we have stepped back a little bit because people are pointing out. So I want to give you a perspective of what's going on over there. But first, let me show you up here because everybody's pointing at the top of the building in that area. Now, they are saying that there's people with guns. I see people with trying to keep an eye from there where the crowd is going. But some of the people were saying that they had snipers up there. From the perspective here, I know that they have weapons, but I see them mostly trying to keep eyes on what is going on from the federal building, which is where we're at. Now, let's see if we can walk this way a little bit. Walk with me. Because what is really difficult about to secure this, as it were, for LAPD, is that you have pathways that go all around the federal building. If they had completely blocked the federal building, this might be easier. But you can see somebody over here selling. How much are the flags going for?
They're $20.
$20. Are you doing a good business today?
Hey, that's not me, is it?
¿En cuánto están son $20?
Oh, sí, $20.
$20.
Sí,
Mucho negocio, a lot of business.
No, it's slow.
It's slow. It's slow.
We are coming here because we're not working, and you know we need to make a little money, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're selling the flags? Okay.
Yeah, we're selling flags now. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, and that's what I meant about earlier, the festive thing. We had like people selling, you know, carne asada, hot dogs and stuff like that. But let's see where that crowd was going. But again, this gives you a sense of how difficult. This is much more of a festive area here. People are there's no violence. There's nothing going on that's crazy here. Let's go over there to see, because that's what happens as it gets later. Family members begin to leave. Some of the original people who were here with rallies, and then you have a different type of person. So here we are at Los Angeles and Temple. This is the area where you saw some of the situations supposedly going on. Let's see if we can check it out from this perspective. Let me hang on to you. Elsa, forgive us. We are walking down the stairs with a live camera. You're still with us over there, guys?
Still got you, Christina.
This is live television. All right, okay, so we're going to make our way over here and show you what's going on, and we, in advance, please forgive us. I know that there's a lot of graffiti that has some bad words and things like that, so our apologies. We have no control of that. But here, this is the area at Los Angeles and Temple that you were looking at from the helicopter. This is the other corner of the federal building. And what you have is what you see. Let me go to this side. Now, if you go down a Temple towards the back of the federal building and the Metropolitan Holding Facility, you can't get through. And what they're trying to do is not